Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with My Hero Academia. Last time on, we had Deku versus Class A, where Class A was trying to convince Deku to come home and stop being an edgelord, and it didn't work, but it did work. I mean, they kicked his ass. So, they kicked his ass, he couldn't really put up a fight anymore, and, I mean, it took some effort, but they did do it. And eventually they brought him back to UA, where we learned that 13 is an actual person, which is weird. I'm still not sure how to think about that. And all the people within the UA shelter don't want to bring Deku in there because they believe they'll be targeted by Shigaraki, and they're just horrible people, so they just don't want to help somebody, basically. So, yeah. Anyway, there was something I was going to say at the beginning of this video about last episode, but for the life of me, I can't remember, and probably nobody cares anyway. I am going to make it a mission in these last two episodes of My Hero Academia. I'm going to make it a mission to not repeat the rant that I have been doing for, 10 episodes? So, that doesn't mean I'm going to be, overtly positive about these episodes, but I'm going to try to keep things short, sweet, and concise, because God knows we all need that right now. And for those of you who have been sticking through all of my discussions these past few episodes, more power to you. That is frankly amazing. I can't even sit through them half the time, and I have to edit them. So, yeah, we're going to try not to repeat every single friggin' thing I've been saying all season. We're just going to leave it be. We're going to talk about this episode in a nice, short, concise way, and we'll move on with our day. So, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of My Hero Academia. Here we go. It always gets worse before it gets better. I still don't like it. I still don't like this season, but I get what it's trying to do. And hey, I finally got my United Against Terrorism. I didn't think it would need to take this long, but here we are. I mean, I talk about that. Yes, there is a lot of division within the world right now. Even just down to the United States, we've got a lot of that shit going on. So it's a thing of, I understand where this season is going, what it's trying to do. I still don't like it. Still don't like it, but I get what they're going for. I get what the mangaka is going for in all of this. Who saves the heroes? And honestly, yeah, it's not just Deku being the greatest hero, which I still would put an asterisk on that, a question mark, I'm not sure. That is one thing where it's like they're building him up to be the greatest hero, the man who will surpass All Might and everything. It's like, Deku's kind of a shit hero. Can we all just say that? But whatever, that's beside the point. But it's less about Deku, he's so good, and more of this class is so good. This group of heroes is so good. The only reason Deku can be that great is because all of them are with him. Whereas All Might did that practically alone, Sure, he had some support. He had David Shield, he had Night Eye, he had Gran Torino, he had Shimura before she died, He had some support, but for the most part, yeah, he was alone. He did all of that by himself. The problem is that he was playing Jenga. The problem is this is all just a big game of Jenga. And once you take out the All Might piece, it's all gone. So now we're rebuilding the tower, but instead of just being supported by Deku, it's all of them. Thus this will become a stable, functioning tower. That's basically it. And yes, All Might supporting that Jenga tower, he supported it for, what'd they say, 40 years? He supported that for a long time. But he just can't do it anymore. And we can't have a tower like that. A tower that could so easily collapse. Because Endeavor alone could not hold that up. You know? Endeavor alone could not hold that up. That's where we are. I love in all of this, there's also the whole thing of UA can move and can be, sheltered underground. Like, what the fuck is this goofy ass shit? But I love that. I love that because that's the kind of goofy shit I want to have in My Hero Academia, you know? Like, I don't come here for depression. I come here for the heroes fighting the bad guys, you know? I remember, and again, we're not going to go into the huge rants and everything, but I remember there was a Totally Not Mark review. It was of Stardust Crusaders, and he was, I think this was back in 2020, and he was like, after everything that the world has gone through in the past couple years, and especially now, it's so nice to just watch just a black and white good versus evil, watching, like, it's so satisfying to know. It's like, no, you don't have to question any of this. Dio is bad, Jotaro is good. And that's all fine. And that is kind of something here where it's like, because you can have your sort of gray area, but still keeping fundamentally goodness. Fundamental goodness within your characters, within your protagonists, Doesn't work on Endeavor, but Endeavor was always a flawed sort of black and white character. Deku is not. And the fact that we had to go through this arc, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, overall, it's a thing of this season is going to trip and fall flat on its face so that next season can walk. I think that's going to be it, I think that's kind of where we are right now, that this season tripped and fell on its face so that the final season can walk again, The problem is, the other seasons were running. Slowed down a little bit in season 5, we'll admit. And then this season, bam. But now, let's get back up. Let's walk to the end. And that's where we're going to cut the continuing rants that I have. I love how she says, because this is actually what I was saying last episode. Just because Deku has a special quirk, that doesn't make him special. That doesn't make him special. What makes Deku special is being Deku, which is something he has not been in a while. And it's the same thing I said last episode when he was like, oh, this is the destiny for One for All to defeat All for One. And it's like this big, like there was a prophecy about this, like he's the fucking chosen one. No, because All Might wasn't the chosen one, and he won. Like, Deku, you're not the chosen one if the guy you're fighting has already gotten his ass kicked twice. That's not how that works. It's your job, it is your moral obligation, it is your desire to defeat All for One, your duty to defeat All for One and Shigaraki. Yes, that is true. But it's not like the cosmos has been leading to this, you know? And Ochako just says that. It's like, you're not special. You're not special because of One for All. Because anybody could use One for All. What makes a user of One for All special is them and how they control the power, you know? What they use the power for. That's what made all 9 of them special, you know? Because remember, at the beginning, it was just stockpiling. The only reason, like, I love how simple the origin is that, yeah, All for One gave his little brother a stockpiling quirk so he would get, he would get stronger because he was so meek, you know? But it fused with a quirk he already had that they didn't realize, thus becoming One for All, a stockpiling quirk you can pass on. That's all the fucking thing is. Yes, there's a whole thing about you can see the past users within the Millennium Puzzle, but that's beside the point. That's shit it can take on later, you know? So that's the thing. It's exactly what Ochako says, is that One for All does not make Deku special. It just fucking doesn't. What makes him special is who he is, how he uses that power, you know? And that's something we've seen all fucking series. But Deku lost his way. And it's just such a strange thing for me that it's like, why does that bother me so much, Deku losing his way? Maybe because in 136 episodes or whatever, he never lost his way, you know? Like, it took this long. It's like the whole thing of like, oh, there's actually people who are racist against, people whose quirks make them look different. Like, really? That took you 100 episodes to mention? When we have classmates who have birds for heads and have pink skin, it doesn't matter how sexy and thick they are. She's got pink skin. Somebody would have brought that up at some point. But yeah, it's whatever. He's not special. He's not special. He's not special. He's not the chosen one. He's not the chosen. What is the scene in Harry Potter? I don't even want to bring up Harry Potter. I was never a fan of Harry Potter, by the way. I'll just say, I wasn't a fan of Harry Potter before it was cool. But what is that scene where, is it Hermione's like, she's only interested in you because she thinks you're the chosen one. And Harry's like, I am the chosen one. And Hermione just hits him with a book or something. It's like, that's kind of where I am. That's kind of where we are now. It's like, oh, you think you're the chosen one, and Deku's like, I am the chosen one, and Uraraka just needs to slap him. Like, no, you're not. You're just a hero. This isn't, the great, it was foretold how Deku would be the greatest hero. It's that, no, fucking get there. The reason you are one of the greatest heroes is because you made that happen. He's not special, and I'm glad we fucking acknowledged that. We took a roundabout way to get back to good stuff, Because, again, so many things in this episode are good, but the fact that we had to stray so far from the core heart of My Hero Academia to get there, that fucking sucks. But we gotta support them. This is how they become the greatest heroes. Not just Deku, it's all of them. They gotta unite. And yes, in this day and age, I understand, the allegories of the people needing to unite to stop this evil, to stop All for One and Shigaraki, But, whatever. But we're here now. We're here now. We took a roundabout way to get there, but we are here now. I know. Our world is not black and white. But when you spend 100 episodes being black and white, for the most part, it's hard to just be like, no, it's all gray now. It's like, oh. Okay, we kind of had a thing going. I don't know. I don't know. I'm talking out my ass again. 39 minutes, that's good enough. We don't need to go any further. I've said my piece. We didn't really repeat the rant, I don't think. And those of you sticking through the discussions, I'm gonna let you out of class early today. So go enjoy a sandwich or something on me. Except I'm not paying for it. Just think of something while you eat a sandwich. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time for the Season 6 finale. God help us all. See you guys there. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Hero Academia reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.